Hey, yo, how now? Hey, yo, we going what's up, Alabama? Yo, you know we got to do it again. Damn right. They're killing us in these streets, you know? Yeah, man, it's so crazy. Let's ride. Let's do it. My heart goes out to all of my brothers who were shot by the cops. They trust the undercover, cold-blooded the way they did to Richmond Stanley. Shot him in front of his own home with his family. Innocent black man killed once again to the hands of these crooked cops. They ain't your friend. Hunters down, they bloodthirsty men. Guns down, walk free and they win. They killing us like George Floyd. Put a knee to your neck while they hold you down. You can't run, they'll gun you down. If you drive away like Andrew Brown. Same way they did Matthew Williams. He had a knife, but they ain't have to kill him. Lied on him, say he lunged at him. He tried to flee, shot their guns at him. It ain't gotta be nighttime, it can be broad daylight. Get out your car, try to get back in, they'll kill you like Dante Rice. If you think cops like don't they hit with all they might. When they pull you over, guns drawn, finger on trigger, they don't play fight. Nah, they don't play it right, they don't give a fuck about witnesses. Gotta really show them what the business is. Why they out here killing kids, and we see what it really is. Got me losing my appetite, and the bitches harassing you at the light. We think you gon' die, then it's fight or flight. That's what happened to Rodney Applewhite. Tired of these cops killing us, every day of the year they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us, when you turn on the news they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us, in broad daylight they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us, they killing us, they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us, every day of the year they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us, when you turn on the news they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us, in broad daylight they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us, they killing us, they killing us. Never will understand them. We living in fear, we killing every day because they got the upper hand. They murdered another man, yeah, his name Joshua Feast. In his body, he lay in the streets. It's the belly of a beast. That's why we say fuck the police. Crooked cops stay stalking. Kurt Reinhold murdered for jaywalking. Pull me over, I hand you my gun license. I ain't doing no talking. Justice for McHale Rose, murdered by police at 19 years old. They said he had burglarized some place, but that was a lie. Let the story be told. They live by it, they gon' die by it. Understand what I really mean. Shoot a nigga white handcuffed in a seatbelt that was really green. Patiently waiting for the Lord's vengeance in the UPK. We got the killers team. All double, they must die. Cut their heads off with a killer team. AJ Crooms and sincere peers, y'all gon' learn who they are. That's right. The cops massacred these two young brothers and shot at their car. These devils can't help us, it's one solution, let's not pretend. We begin to police our own neighborhoods, we must defend and bring these homicides to an end. Tired of these cops killing us, every day of the year they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us, when you turn on the news they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us, in broad daylight they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us, they killing us, they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us, every day of the year they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us, when you turn on the news they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us, in broad daylight they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us, they killing us, they killing us.
All right, clap it up. Shalom, Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. And we are led by the amazing Commanding General YAHANNA. It's I.S.U.P.K. Houston Wednesday law class. So we're going to start off with any questions?
Oh,
first,
sir. Like, it was going to be about the same verse.
Well, we'll discuss that one, after class. You got any more questions? All right. So today's class is going to be about the importance of obedience, and the discipline to learn how to, to endure and see through your obedience. Because, throughout the Bible, like the Lord gave us instructions, to do a certain thing, a certain way, and there are consequences behind it. All right, so I'm gonna show you a few stories first, of brothers and sisters that, the Lord gave them instructions to do something, and then they freestyled and tried to do it their own way, and then the Lord ended up, punishing. You know what I'm saying? Because that's one of the things that we deal with now in today's time. You know what I'm saying? We know we're supposed to follow the law, statutes, commandments, but due to our quote unquote religious leaders, our Christian pastors, they've led us astray. You know what I'm saying? They've corrupted our mind and watered down the Lord's instructions. You know what I'm saying? They teach us that we don't have to follow all the laws. You know what I'm saying? Because of course, they think Christ is a superhuman. So we can't be like Christ. We can't be perfect like Christ because we're not superhumans like Christ. That's what the Christian church teach. You know what I'm saying? So they taught us, you know what I'm saying, at a very early age that we don't have to follow these laws. You know what I'm saying? And all we have to do is believe. We can go to church, we sow our seeds, we dance, we tap dance, and we praise dance, and we okay with the Lord. But through history, like it's showing you, like even today, like people would think that we're free, but we're not free. We're still under our oppressor's neck. Under our oppressor's foot. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't own anything. We don't run anything. You know what I'm saying? Okay, we got a beauty supply here. We got a turkey barbecue shack there. Maybe a hair salon, here and there, but we don't have no Tesla company. We don't have no Microsoft company. We don't have no Trump Tower. We don't have none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't even have a representation in what is it called? Like the G18 summit. The summit, that's where it's a representation of every nation that's on this planet. Like every nation every race, or you want to call them races or nations, every race has a person there representing their country or their nation, and has a roundtable discussion on what's going to go on with the planet, or what's going on with trade, or what's going on with this. Blacks, we don't have it. You know what I'm saying? They try to pull us in with the Africans, but we're not African. You know what I'm saying? We don't, you know what I'm saying? If we were African, like when was the war supposed to start? When we when we got captured and led, to this country to be slaves. You know what I'm saying? When you capture or kill somebody in a different nation, like just say if somebody captured or killed somebody in China, it's gonna be a ship, a warship right there in Galveston Bay. Parked out there, like, hey man, y'all need to pay for this. Y'all kill one of our citizens. You know what I'm saying? Just the same as when somebody's captured and killed, American citizens captured or killed in another country. Like America's ready to go to war behind their citizens. You know what I'm saying? Oppressors, Edomite citizens. You know what I'm saying? But, they like bring the grinder up. You know what I'm saying, in Russia, and guess what? Russia was like, okay, y'all want a basketball player? Okay, well, give us our arms dealer back. Give us our gun plug back. You know what I'm saying? Like the type of trade that was. You know what I'm saying? You have a basketball player that lives an alternative lifestyle being traded for somebody that's going to help lead their next war. You know what I'm saying? All right, so back on subject, you know what I'm saying? Because we gotta understand that, as a parent, when you give your child instructions, you have expectations that your children will, carry out those instructions. And if they don't, you know what I'm saying, there's gonna be some repercussions or some consequences. So if your child don't make up their bed and clean up their room before they go outside and play, guess what? When you get home, I'm just gonna say a name. Down, Jawayne, bring your butt in the house. There can be the best basketball or baseball game going on. All the kids outside, everybody riding their bikes. But you gotta come in the house because you're in trouble. Because why? you didn't you didn't obey. You know what I'm saying? So first I'll start off with 1 Samuel. We're gonna start at chapter 15 and verse 8. Just to give you a backdrop of the story, this is when King Saul was king. You know, King Saul was, you know, pretty much the first king of Israel. You know what I'm saying? And anybody know how he became king? Go ahead.
Salaki, so because the people was asking God for a king.
Okay, yeah, okay. That's not why he became king. That's one of the reasons why, you know, we had a king, but not him. You know what I'm saying? You know, and what you're saying is right. You know what I'm saying? The nation of Israel, like we didn't want to follow God's law. So what we teach them now dates back to the Old Testament. Like we didn't want to live by, you know, the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying, and have Him rule over us. You know, we saw all these other nations out here, and we wanted to be like them. You know, they had natural, like human kings leading them. So when our people saw them, they were like, man, we want them, because at first we didn't have a king like that. So, you know, oh man, look at that. They carrying this dude on this big thing, and you know, they got 15 brothers, you know what I'm saying, walking him, you know what I'm saying, he don't even touch the ground. You know, he got a chair, they got elevated, like he's sitting on gold, like, man, that's we want somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? We didn't want to live how the Lord, you know, wanted us to live. So again, anybody can tell me how or why he became king, or the reason he became king? Go ahead.
It's not concerned. Is it because people voted him because he looked big and strong?
They chose him right. You know what I'm saying? They chose him. He wasn't big. He was just tall. He was the tallest brother out there. He was like, they looking around like, who can be king? Like who? Him. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine, you know, everybody standing outside, everybody around 6 foot tall, and then Shaq walk up. You know, Shaq 7 feet. And Shaq, he's just standing there, he's looking over everybody. He can see the crown of everybody's head. And he's just looking around like, hey, we gonna make him king. And look, that's what a king like, he's supposed to be bigger than everybody. So that's how Saul ended up king. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord, you know, he ain't had no problem with it. You know what I'm saying? But he told, long story short, he told the people what was gonna happen eventually. You know what I'm saying? So now we're going to start at 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 8.
This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 15, verse 8. And he took Agag, the king of the Amalekites, alive, and utterly destroyed all the people with the edge of the sword.
All right, hold on, Salakia. I want to start a little bit before that. Start at verse 2, so y'all can get the story. Now this is the instructions the Lord is giving to Saul. Go ahead.
Verse 2. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, I remembered that which Amalek did to Israel, how he laid wait for him in the way when he came up from Egypt. So
now, you know what I'm saying, the Lord is remembering how the Amalekites did Israel when he led us out of Egypt. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want us in their land. So you know what I'm saying? They kicked us out their land when we fled from Egypt. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord want to get his get back. He want to get his payback. So now he's going to use Saul to get his payback. Keep going.
Verse 3. Now go and smite Amalek.
Now the Lord just said what?
Go and smite Amalek.
Okay, go ahead.
And utterly destroy all that they have.
Like I said, utterly destroy all that they have. You know what I'm saying? God is so loving. God is so kind. God is so peaceful. This was the Christian church teaching. But the Lord right here is saying, utterly destroy all that they have. Keep going.
And spare them not, but slay both man and woman.
Slay both man and who?
And woman.
Women ain't got nothing to do with this. Women don't fight. Why the Lord would do something like that? But it said men and who?
And women.
Okay, now, he said men and women. Kill them all. But let me show you how much of a terrible power the Lord is. Keep reading.
Infant and suckling.
Now, the Lord would not tell nobody to kill no babies. You know what I'm saying? This is the instructions that the Lord has given Saul to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were discussing earlier about, if the Lord instructs you to do something, you're going to turn your head and look away. See, the Lord told Saul to kill man, woman, infant, and who else?
And suckling.
And suckling. A suckling, they just came out the womb. They probably barely got their eyes open. They still got that soft spot in their head. So the infant, the little goo that mama, the one that little walking around, barely walking, him, and the one that's still, you know what I'm saying? Can't hold the bottle. The suckling just came out the womb few weeks ago, maybe. Kill them too. All right.
Ox.
Go ahead.
Ox and sheep.
Go ahead.
Camel and ass.
So the ox and the sheep, the ox, you know what I'm saying, they use pretty much the work, like the plow land. So they kill they ways of making ends meet. They working tools, they food, the sheep, the camel, and they transportation. Kill all of it. Destroy all of it. These are the instructions that the Lord gave Saul to do. All right. Keep going.
Verse 4. And Saul gathered the people together and numbered them in Telaim.
Salaki, we can drop that and then drop back down to go to 6.
Verse 6. And Saul said unto the Kenites, Go, depart, get you down from among the Amalekites, lest I destroy you with them.
No, Salaki, go to 7, Salaki.
Khan. Verse 7. And Saul smote the Amalekites from Havilah until thou comest to Shur, that is over against Egypt.
So Saul, he pretty much carried out what the Lord did up to a point. All right. He killed there, he ran them off. Now go to 8.
Khan. Verse 8. And he took Agag, the king of the Amalekites, alive.
Okay, and he said, and he took Agag, the king of the Amalekites. So what did the Lord tell King Saul to do in verse 3? Go ahead.
To kill Agag.
And no, not to kill Agag.
The king of the Amalekites.
No, he didn't say kill the king of the Amalekites. What did he say?
To kill everybody.
Kill everybody. Didn't matter if he was king, queen, baby. Kill man, woman, and child. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Khan. And utterly destroyed all the people with the edge of the sword.
So he killed everybody else with the sword. He killed, the man, woman, child, but he kept one man alive. All right, keep going.
Khan. Verse 9. But Saul and the people spared Agag.
All right, so Saul and the people spared Agag. So this is the freestyle. You know what I'm saying? This is the freestyle of the instructions. I know he say kill everybody, but you know what I'm saying? I'm king. You know, I'm trying to do a little something extra. I want to put my name on this. All right, go ahead.
And the best of the sheep.
And the best of the sheep. So what did he tell? What did he say? In verse 3 again about the sheep.
Well, to utterly destroy all the sheep.
Utterly destroy all of them. You know what I'm saying? And today it's time, hey man, Lord tell you to go burn down that mansion and everything over there. You burn down the mansion. You burn down the horses that's in the back. You burn down the Bugattis, the Lambos. You burn down the golden staircase. You destroy everything. The diamond ring that's in the master bedroom, don't take it for yourself. Destroy it. But Saul, he wicked freestyle. Man, hey, that's a healthy sheep right there, man. That's a live sheep, man. Look at that bull right there, man. Look at that Bugatti. Man, I just can't destroy no Lambo like that. I'm gonna take this Lambo for myself. This the freestyle that Saul doing. All right, keep going.
And of the oxen, and of the fatlings, and the lambs, and all that was good, and would not utterly destroy them.
And he did what?
And would not utterly destroy them.
He would not utterly destroy them. But what did the Lord tell him to do? Verse 3.
Destroy.
And utterly destroy all that they have. That's a direct disobedience. That's direct disobedience. The Lord told you to do this, you did that. You know, the Lord told us, don't eat shrimp po' boys, but we go there. Not to eat shellfish like that, but we go to crawfish balls every season. We go to the Moabite Seven Spice or the Lotus. You know, Lotus like one of the popular seafood, and go get the seafood ball with the snow crab, the Dungeness crab, or whatever. Why? Because Chris and Pastor done told them, oh, they ain't got to worry about all that. Grace is nailed to the cross. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the Lord said, don't eat it. You know what I'm saying? That's the importance. But now we're gonna start to see what's gonna happen to Saul. You know what I'm saying? After his disobedience. All right. Drop down to go to verse 10.
Verse 10. Then came the word of the Lord unto Samuel, saying, verse 11, it repenteth me that I have set up Saul to be king.
What that mean? Go ahead.
It means he regret making him the king.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I should have never made Saul king.
Right.
They repented the Lord to make him king. You know what I'm saying? The people chose him. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, the Lord was like, all right, he could be our king. That's too hard. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, by us being his people, you know, his children, you know, he agreed to it. But then he repented himself for even doing that. Because it wasn't by design from the beginning anyway. He's supposed to be our leader. From the jump, we weren't supposed to have no human king like that. All right? Go ahead.
For he is turned back from following me and hath not performed my commandments.
Now, it said it turned his back from following me and not perform my commandments. You know what I'm saying? To a Christian, I do everything. I did. I killed everybody. I just say, you know, I just did this, you know. It's just a harmless birthday. It's just a harmless, you know, Christmas celebration for the kids. You know, it's just, you know, it's just something minor. I mean, It's not nothing major. I killed everybody else except him. That's just minor, Lord. Come on now. I ain't turned my back from you. You know, the pastor saying all I have to do is believe anyway. You know what I'm saying? That's how we are today. You know what I'm saying? We think that we've done everything, but the Lord told him he did not perform his commandment. Even though he killed all the Amalekites, man, woman, and child. You know what I'm saying? But then he didn't destroy all the men, all the animals. All right. Drop down to verse 12.
Time. Verse 12.
No, 13. Salah.
Time. Verse 13. And Samuel came to Saul, and Saul said unto him, Blessed be thou of the Lord. I have performed the commandment of the Lord.
See? Since Saul proud, like, yeah, I just completed the Lord's commandment. Yeah, I'm good. I did it. You know what I'm saying? The Lord with me when I smote all of the Amalekites. I did it. I go to church every Sunday. I do it. I pay my tithe. I give my offering to the building fund. I praise dance or I sing in the choir. I play drums for the church. I go on church lock-in as a skating ring. I give $1 to the homeless man every now and then. I'm doing the Lord's work. Guess what Samuel gonna break this boy down? Keep going.
Verse 14. And Samuel said, What meaneth then this bleating of the sheep in mine ears, and the lowing of the oxen which I hear?
Those are things that he killed. So what's the meaning of this? You say you're doing everything the Lord told you to do. Why smell pork bacon frying in the kitchen? Why is it a big ham hock in the green beans? Why are you living an alternative lifestyle? If you're doing everything the Lord telling you to do, why am I seeing all this stuff? You know what I'm saying? Because Samuel, you know what I'm saying, you know, he listened to Saul like, yeah, you say you completed, you know, the Lord's task. I'm why here? You know, why am I hearing all this if you did what the Lord told you to do? All right, keep going.
Verse 15. And Saul said, They have brought them from the Amalekites, for the people spared the best of the sheep and of the oxen to sacrifice unto the Lord thy God.
See, I saved all this stuff for the Lord. I saved this for the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Like everything that I do it for the Lord. Christmas, I mean, that's for the kids. You know, the kids need something to, you know what I'm saying, to do. They need something to enjoy. They need joy in their life. That's all. That's just harmless. I'm not. It's for the Lord. Keep going.
And the rest we have utterly destroyed.
You know, the rest of them, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we destroyed them, but the best of that Bugatti, hey, you know, man, I had to bring that to that's the Lord's Bugatti. That's the Lord's G5 jet, so I can get to the other church, you know, to preach the word over there, or the helicopter, so I can preach the word on the southeast side, you know, for 8 o'clock, and then fly the helicopter to the northwest side to preach, you know, for the 11 o'clock service, because it be traffic in between, you know how Houston is. This is the Lord's helicopter. This is the Lord's mega church. And I did it for the Lord. All right, keep going.
Verse 16. Then Samuel said unto Saul, Stay, and I will tell thee what the Lord hath said to me this night.
Man, hold on, man, because I got something to tell you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You made it late. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
And he said unto him, Say on.
Keep on.
Verse 17. And Samuel said, When thou wast little in thine own sight, was thou not made the head of the tribes of Israel?
It said, when thou was little in thy own sight. What, anybody know what that means? Go ahead.
Shalom, so it means when you ain't think much of your own self, when you wasn't even king.
Yeah, when you was a nobody.
Right.
You just a tall, lanky nobody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you made the tribes, head of the tribes of Israel, and the Lord anointed thee king over Israel. So didn't the Lord put you in that position? Like you didn't get that position because you was knowledgeable, know how to fight, you was rich. No, you were just tall. You just standing looking at it like, hey, what's going on? You were just tall. It wasn't nothing you did special. But the Lord put you in that position.
Right.
And then you wicked, freestyle, and keep going.
And the Lord anointed thee king over Israel?
Keep going.
Verse 18. And the Lord sent thee on a journey and said, Go and utterly destroy the sinners, the Amalekites, and fight against them until they be consumed.
He said, now did the Lord tell you to go sent you on this journey to go destroy the Amalekites, like everything? Go ahead.
Verse 19. Wherefore then didst thou not obey the voice of the Lord, but didst fly upon the spoil, and didst evil in the sight of the Lord?
So yeah, didn't you freestyle and bring back the best of everything, like and the Lord told you not to? Keep going.
Verse 20. And Saul said unto Samuel, Yea, I have obeyed the voice of the Lord, and have gone the way which the Lord sent me, and have brought Agag, the king of Amalek, and have utterly destroyed the Amalekites.
And he said, yeah, I did what the Lord told me, but I brought Agag back. The Lord didn't tell you to do that. You know what I'm saying? It was for his own glory. You know what I'm saying? You bring back the king of the person that you just got through warring with, and you bring them back. That signifies that you won. You the victor. Like if you ever seen like the movie 300 or like any of those sword fighting movies, to where it be one or two people, they ride up on the horse and they show the king's head. You know what I'm saying, and throw it at their feet. Like, yeah, we just killed y'all king, so this land is ours. That's what Saul was trying to do. He was trying to gloat on his own accord. You know what I'm saying? All right, go to 21.
Verse 21. But the people took the spoil, sheep and oxen, the chief of the things which should have been utterly destroyed.
So now he's trying to blame it on the people. He's trying to blame it on his soldiers. You know what I'm saying? You the commander in chief. You trying to blame it on them. But guess what? They saw you do it too. So, if he gonna take King Agag, well, let me go ahead and get this Ferrari up out of here. Let me go ahead and get this Rolex watch up out of here. You know what I'm saying? So, you see the pastor, eating pork. Hey, let me go give me a pork chop sandwich too. Oh, you celebrate Christmas in the church or Halloween in the church? Oh yeah, give me some of that candy too. If your leader do it, then what you gonna do? You gonna do it as your leader do. So Israel's leader at this time you know what I'm saying, freestyle. So guess what? The people freestyle. You know what I'm saying? Drop down to give me 22.
Khan, verse
No,
22.
finish 21.
Khan, verse 21. But the people took of the spoil, sheep and oxen, the chief things which should have been utterly destroyed, to sacrifice unto the Lord thy God.
So now he blaming on the people, you know what I'm saying? You know, this for the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Like we doing this for the Lord. Keep going.
And Gilgal, verse 22. And Samuel said, hath the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of the Lord?
Uh-huh.
Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice.
It says what?
To obey is better than sacrifice.
So to obey is better than sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? You doing the Lord's will is better than you sowing your seeds, letting Jesus take the wheel. You know, giving that man $1 every now and then, putting on that 3-piece suit and coming to Sunday worship. Obedience, he told you to observe his law, statutes, and commandments. That's better than your sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Because back then, if you sin, you sacrifice animals. So if you was rich, you know what I'm saying? Just say for instance you had 1,100 bulls, 2,000 sheep, and whatever other animals you have in the thousands, but you're rich. Shoot, you can sin all day. Yeah, I'm finna go sleep with this woman, then put her away. And then I'm gonna sleep with my homeboy while I'm at it. Yeah, I can, a day I can sacrifice 2 bulls and 5 sheep a day, so I'm good. So I can do my thing. But what about that poor person? And they got 1 bull, 2 goats, you know what I'm saying, and a chicken. He's saying one time his family not eating no more. You got something? You know what I'm saying? Because these things that you sacrifice, these are things that you eat off of too. So that poor person, he's saying one time they gotta sacrifice that bull, he out of there. You know what I'm saying? But a rich person, they can sin all day because they got things to sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's better to obey than to sacrifice, because you know what I'm saying, like that poor person doesn't have the same shot as a rich person. A rich person, you know what I'm saying, they really, when they do that, they really disregarding the Lord. You know what I'm saying? They use that in their arrogance. Go ahead.
So by them doing sacrifices, that made it to where the Lord didn't punish them? By them doing sacrifices, that made it to where the Lord didn't punish them?
It all depends, because some punishments led to death. You know what I'm saying? But like I'm talking about, like a sin to where, you found guilty of, and the penalty was you have to sacrifice. Sometimes you have to sacrifice a dove, or you sacrifice a chicken. They all had different like price ranges. So of course, a bull will cost more than a chicken. So if you got 1,100 bulls, you got some bread. You know what I'm saying?
Lucky, sir. So if they wasn't able to give that payment, they was supposed to do.
I guess it was probably a case by case situation, because they either been put to death, or you was put in prison, or you was bound to slavery. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, case was probably different when it came down to that. You know what I'm saying? All right, what we stopped off at?
22, sir.
Okay,
That's what. At the end of 22.
all right, go to 23.
Verse 23. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry.
So it says for rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. You know what I'm saying? Like you doing the same thing witches do. And witches get death. You ever seen one of them movies where they witch, they burn them alive? You know what I'm saying? And it says, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Why would you think it's idolatry? Go ahead.
But you're not listening to the Most High, listening to yourself.
Right. Get that brother a hand. You know what I'm saying? You idolizing yourself. You putting yourself above the Most High. Oh, I know the Lord said this, but I'm gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? So by Saul doing that, he had a whole group of people following him, doing the same thing. So not only is he leading himself to death, he's leading a whole group of people astray. That's the importance of obedience. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get to another one to where, you know, your sins or your lack of obedience can get other people killed. All right. So finish 23.
Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, he hath also rejected thee from being king. Verse 24. And Saul said unto Samuel, I have sinned, for I have transgressed the commandment of the Lord and thy words, because I feared the people and obeyed their voice.
So, you know, so Saul wanted to be a people's person. He wanted to be the people's champ. So when they destroyed everybody, like, you know, the people was like, hey man, let me get this sheep, man. This a sheep without blemish, man. You see this bull? You know, I need this bull, man, to go mate with my heifer, so I can have, you know, some more cows, so we can have some more beef, you know, back in our land. You know what I'm saying? And so Saul wanted to be somebody that's light. He gave in and agreed with the people instead of being a leader. You know what I'm saying? And did what the Lord told him to do, because he feared if he didn't do what the people said, oh man, you're an old ass nigga, man, you know, it's like, man, you're not our leader. You know, we gonna find somebody else, just how we picked you, we gonna pick somebody else. He feared losing his seat. He feared losing power. That's why when you go to these Christian churches, that's why you see a lot of alternative lifestyle people in the church. You know what I'm saying? Because it's okay. Come as you are. As long as you pay them tithes and sow them seeds, come on in here. You know what I'm saying? That's why you see so many people that don't observe the dietary law. They don't, you know, and Christians, they know that the Ten Commandments is there, but they really don't pay attention to that either. You know what I'm saying? Because the first one is, you know, thou shalt have no other gods before me. But, you know, people, they wearing Buddha chains, unks, you know, sisters, they doing this practice with yoni crystals and yoni stones, you know, talking about healing and energy and all that stuff. You know, like that's idolatry. And to the, you know, and to a certain extent of yoga, you know, because they doing all kind of other stuff with the yoga. That's idolatry, man. All right, Go to 26.
Verse 26. And Samuel said unto Saul, I will not return with thee, for thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, and the Lord hath rejected thee from being king over Israel.
So that's what happened, man. Hey, Samuel, Samuel was the priest. He was the prophet. You know what I'm saying? So he said, man, I ain't going back there with you, bro. Man, the Lord finna deal with you. He said, since you rejected the Lord has rejected you from being king. So his spirit has left you. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you finna lose your kingdom. You finna lose your rulership. You finna lose your seat as king, as leader, because you listen to the people. All right? Go to 27.
Verse 27. And as Samuel turned back.
So you don't have to read that. Yeah, so that was the consequence of Saul disobeying the Lord. He lost the kingship. And he lost it to who? Who? Go ahead.
So like it's King David, so.
Get that brother a hand. So once the Lord's Spirit left Saul, the Lord's Spirit went straight to King David. You know what I'm saying? Because Saul disobeyed the Lord. All right. Let me see, Jeremiah chapter 5. Let's see. Slide. I think it's 17. All right, I'll get that one later. Give me Jonah chapter 1. Now, I'm gonna show you another example.
This is the book of Jonah, chapter 1, verse 1. Now the word of the Lord came unto Jonah, the son of Amittai, saying, verse 2, Arise, go to Nineveh, that great city, and cry against it, for their wickedness is come up before me. Verse 3, But Jonah rose up to flee unto Tarshish from the presence of the Lord, and went down to Joppa. And he found a ship going to Tarshish. So he paid the fare thereof, and went down into it, to go with them unto Tarshish from the presence of the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 4, But the Lord sent out a great wind into the sea, and there was a mighty tempest in the sea, so that the ship was like to be broken. Verse 5, Then the mariners were afraid, and cried every man unto his God, and cast forth the wares that were in the ship unto the sea, to lighten it of them. But Jonah was gone down into the sides of the ship, and he lay and was fast asleep. Verse 6, So the shipmaster came to him, and said unto him, What meanest thou, O sleeper? Arise, call upon thy God, if so be that God will think upon us, that we perish not. Verse 7,
Mm-hmm.
And they said every one to his fellow, Come, and let us cast lots, that we may know for whose cause this evil is upon us. So they cast lots, and the lot fell upon Jonah. Verse 8, They said, then said they unto him, tell us, we pray thee, for whose cause is this evil is upon us? What is thine occupation? And whence cometh thou? What is thy country? And of what people art thou?
All right. So basically, what this just giving you a short backdrop. We're gonna go drop all the way down to 17. So the Lord wanted Jonah to go to Nineveh, and to do the will of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? But in the sign of trouble, Jonah was like, I ain't trying to go. He wanted to go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord's specific instructions was to go where? To Nineveh. You know what I'm saying? But Jonah, he wanted to go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Besides what the Lord told him to do. Now read verse 7.
Verse 7, sir?
17, it's a lot.
Oh, God. Verse 17. Now the Lord had prepared a great fish to swallow up Jonah. And Jonah was in the belly of the fish 3 days and 3 nights.
So a giant fish, it could have been a whale, it could have been anything, swallowed Jonah. You know what I'm saying? And he was in the belly of a fish for 3 days. Now that's some hell that nobody want to experience. For one, you know what I'm saying? That's like, you know what I'm saying, being in that submarine that went down there, these niggas paid $250,000 for it. You know what I'm saying? You in the belly of a fish, he's swimming way down there. You like, oh man, oh Lord. You just know you finna drown. You know you finna die. You know what I'm saying? So the moral of that, you know what I'm saying, again, without obeying the law, some things might happen to you. All right? Drop that and give me, hold on. Numbers chapter 20.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 20, verse 1. Then came the children of Israel, even the whole congregation, into the desert of Zin in the first month. And the people abode in Kadesh. And Miriam died there and was burned there, and was buried there. Verse 2. And there was no water for the congregation. And they gathered themselves together against Moses and against Aaron. Verse 3. And the people chose with Moses and spake, saying, would God that we have died when our brethren died before the Lord? Verse 4. And why have ye brought up the congregation of the Lord into this wilderness?
All right, so what's going on right here? This is a situation when, the children of Israel were led out of Egypt, now they're in the wilderness. So now, they out here, they complaining. You know what I'm saying? Dang, they're out here to die, you know what I'm saying? Back in Egypt, at least we had something to eat. We had, the water might have been dirty a little bit, but we had something to drink. We were good, but now we out here, assed out. You know what I'm saying? So, what we gonna do? So, Moses and Aaron was pretty much, they was the leaders of the people, you know what I'm saying? But now they done came up against Moses and they're like, man, y'all can't be leading us for real because y'all leading us out here to be assed out. All right. So, what verse you was at?
Verse 5. It's like verse 4.
All right. We're gonna drop down. So basically, they looking for some water or something to drink right now. We go to verse 6.
Verse 6. And Moses and Aaron went from the presence of the assembly unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and they fell upon their faces, and the glory of the Lord appeared unto them. Verse 7, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 8, take the rod.
This is the instructions that that the Lord is giving Moses and Aaron. All right. So now we learned that, the people that they were leading wanted some water. They wanted something to drink. So this is the instructions, the specific instructions that the Lord is going to give Moses and Aaron. Go ahead.
Verse 8, take the rod and gather thou the assembly together, thou and Aaron thy brother, and speak ye unto the rock before their eyes, and it shall give forth its water, and thou shalt bring forth them water out of the rock.
Okay, now what did it tell them to do? Go ahead.
It said, Salakia, sir, it said to speak to the rock.
It said to do what?
It said to gather the congregation and him and Aaron to speak to the rock, and it'll give them water.
Before that, okay. Go ahead. Keep reading.
So thou shalt give the congregation and their beasts drink.
Okay.
Verse 9, and Moses took the rod from before the Lord, as he commanded him. Verse 10, and Moses and Aaron gathered the congregation together before the rock. And he said unto them, hear now, ye rebels, must we fetch you water out of this rock?
Mm-hmm.
Verse 11, and Moses lifted up his hand, and with his rod he smote the rock twice.
All right, stop. Now, what did the Lord tell him to do? Go ahead.
He said to speak to the rock.
Right. So at this time, Moses, he got on his high horse. He got a little, what I'm saying? I've been doing all these miracles, what I'm saying? Now watch me work. You know what I'm saying? So he took the rod, I'm gonna give you water, and you know what I'm saying? So he trying to he clout chasing. You know what I'm saying? And what did he do?
He smoked the rock.
He smoked the rock twice. Go ahead.
And the water came out abundantly, and the congregation drank, and their beasts also.
Okay. The Lord told him to speak to the rock, and they were gonna get water, right? Why did the Lord still make this water come out, even though he told him to speak to it and he smoked the rock twice? Go ahead.
To show the people that he was still looking like he was still providing for the people. Like just
You got somebody at the door? What you got, YAHANNA?
So I was gonna say, because people are gonna die without it.
No. It's because, the Lord still wants to, Yakabad out there. Which one? You know what I'm saying? Because, the Lord was still looking out for his people. You know what I'm saying? All right, now, go to verse 12.
And the Lord, verse 12, and the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron, because ye believe me not, to sanctify me in the eyes of the children of Israel. Therefore ye shall not bring this congregation into the land which I have given them. Woo!
Y'all know what that means? What that mean?
So it means they're gonna die before they go to the promise.
Right. You know what I'm saying? All the work that these brothers done. You know what I'm saying? They led them out of Egypt. They watched the Lord kill the Egyptians. They prayed and had the Red Sea split. They prayed and food fell out the sky. They did all this work for the children of Israel to lead them to the promised land, the land of milk and honey. You know what I'm saying? And won't be able to experience it because they disobeyed. They did all that work for nothing, for naught. Well, really, to get the children of Israel over there, but for themselves, nothing. Yeah, we dropped that. So that's heavy, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why it's important to obey what the Lord tells you to do, man. It's important to not look at this Bible as an option. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of people that, they're scholars. They don't quote scholars, and they try to read this book, cipher like it's a chemistry book or something. Pretty much trying to prove it wrong or try to find the inconsistencies. You know what I'm saying? When this book was never written to for us to battle with. That's why you have to find answers, and when the scriptures say line upon line, precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, because this book wasn't meant to battle who's Israelites. It wasn't meant to battle whether the laws are done away with or not. It wasn't here to battle whether Christ was black or not or who he died for. This book wasn't written or made for that. This is a history book of the Israelites. So from beginning to end, from cover to cover, it's the same thing. But you have scholars or whatever that try to, like try to pick things apart, and they misinterpret things. That's why Christ spoke in parables a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a nigga book. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these things in here, niggas would say. All right. Drop that and give me, let me see. 2 Thessalonians. Chapter 2. All right, now drop that. Give me. I might just do a couple more and we can just wrap it up. All right. Give me Isaiah 45 and 7.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 45, verse 7. I form the light and create darkness.
Mm-hmm.
I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things.
The Lord do all these things, to test us to see if we worthy of him, man. So that's why you have to have discipline to follow what he instructed you to do. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole job of Satan. Like when you read the book of Job, you know what I'm saying? Like Satan was put to the task to test Job. And what did Job show? Go ahead.
He wouldn't lose faith in the Lord.
He had discipline. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't lose faith in the Lord. That's right. That's correct. You know what I'm saying? He had discipline, man. He knew what he knew about the scriptures, and because the Lord called him perfect in all his ways. And that's another thing, you know what I'm saying, Christians don't teach you, that you can't be perfect. You know what I'm saying? He was righteous in all his ways. He was perfect. All right? And so when Satan tested him, I'm talking about took everything that he had. You know what I'm saying? He lost everything. He lost wives, he lost his kids, he was rich, he lost everything. You know what I'm saying? He even took a toll on his body and his health. But the whole time he remained disciplined. And guess what happened at the end with Job? He got everything back. What, 10-fold or 100-fold or something like that? He got everything back. All right. Give me Psalms 78 and 49.
One time. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 78, verse 49. He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, and indignation, and trouble by sending evil angels among them.
So when you make the Lord mad, you know what I'm saying? He casts upon his wrath and his anger upon you, and he sends evil angels. You know what I'm saying? You know, Christian church, they don't teach about, you know what I'm saying, evil angels. You know what I'm saying? Because they teach, oh, God is all loving, he's all understanding, he's all hearts, gummy bears, and cotton candy. You know what I'm saying? They don't like to think of the fact that the Lord can discipline you the way he sees fit. You know what I'm saying? We've experienced it, you know, he might send a hurricane your way, knock down your house. Or he might send COVID-19. You know what I'm saying? That's what we all experienced, you know, a few years ago. You know, we were living it up, doing our thing. Then COVID hit. And at first, you know what I'm saying, they just hit the Edomites. You know what I'm saying? And then coronavirus is getting real. You know what I'm saying? You know, people were making memes and posts about it. And then when our people started getting it, you know, you saw people posting, you know, they last Will and Testament videos, you know, like they about to check out, well, I got COVID and I never saw it. You know, I be in the house and blah, 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 blah. I just don't know what to do, Lord. You know, because they thought they was gonna die. The Lord done that. It wasn't no government conspiracy or anything like that. The Lord sent that plague.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the Lord is, you know, he can use whatever as our whipping stick. Right now, our oppressors is our whipping stick. That's why we can't get no Tesla company like that. That's why we can't, you know, we can't be no the Amazon person. You know what I'm saying? What's his name?
Jeff Bezos?
Yeah, Jeff Bezos. Like we can't run no company like that right now. Not in this kingdom. We're gonna have to get back together and start following law, statutes, and commandments before we do anything else. We're gonna have to start obeying. We're gonna have to have that discipline. You know what I'm saying? Ecclesiasticus out of the Apocrypha, chapter 2, verse 1.
It's the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2, verse 1, the Apocrypha. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
So when you start serving the Lord in this true way, prepare your soul for temptation. You know what I'm saying? Prepare your soul to start losing stuff. Think worst case scenario. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to happen, you know what I'm saying? But be prepared to lose your job. Be prepared to lose your husband or lose your wife. Be prepared to not eat lavishly no more and go back to eating ramen noodles. Like, be prepared for it. Like, be prepared for You know what I'm saying? You making $20, $30 an hour, so you back making 10, 15. Be prepared for you not, you probably one of them person that, you wear J's. Every pair of shoes you got, either some J's, some red bottoms or whatever. Be prepared to lose all them J's that you got. You know what I'm saying? Be prepared for your family to come against you. You know what I'm saying? Because your soul is going to be tested. It's going to be tempted. You know what I'm saying? To get you back. You know what I'm saying? To sinning. You know what I'm saying? Like with me, when I stopped smoking like cigarettes and stopped smoking weed, I remember going to like one of my first camps. One of the first camps I was able to stand in the camp. Man, this dude was waiting. He was coming. He came to the bus stop and lit up the biggest blunt ever, and stood right next to me. And then the wind was blowing my way. Now I'm maybe a month fresh out of smoking weed, and his dude light up the biggest blunt, standing next to me, waiting on the bus, and the wind just, whoo. I'm like, damn. Then he finished that blunt, because he did the same thing I do. When I used to finish a blunt, I light up a cigarette. So when he finished that blunt, and I lit up a Newport, wind still blowing my way. I'm, damn. So Cap walked up to me. He was like, "You all right?" I was like, "Man, why didn't they have to come stand by me?" And he looked. He was like, he laughed a little bit. He was like, that's the test. You know what I'm saying? You got to prepare to fight this. You got to have the discipline to stand in the face of your weaknesses and win. You know what I'm saying? It might be, dietary law for some people. It might be sleeping with women and putting them away for other people. It might be sleeping with your homeboys real for some people. Everybody got a fight that they have to fight, but you have to be disciplined, you know what I'm saying, to stand in front of it and fight it. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm fighting like hell not to eat like how I used to eat. You know what I'm saying? I've been, for about a month now, you know what I'm saying? I've been keto, I've been working out. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I gotta drop a lot of this, man. You know what I'm saying? Because one of the things that happened to me is once I stopped smoking weed, I picked up eating more because my taste buds came back, and I just started tasting everything, and everything tastes great. So now I gotta fight this off. You know what I'm saying? And with the brothers in the council that I've been receiving, man, they helping me fight through this. Just like with any brother. You know what I'm saying? You have to seek counsel and help fight. You know what I'm saying? Your demons, because you're not gonna be able to do it alone. That's why it's a lot of people that want to get in the truth, don't get in the truth because they try to fix themselves. Give me Tobit, chapter 4, verse 18 in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Like people they try to, let me stop smoking weed first, let me stop smoking cigarettes first, and then I come to the school. It ain't gonna work like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to let me get my life right first. Let me get my house and my car first before I got try to get a wife or get married. Or let me get this degree first before I do this, do that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna work like that. You gotta have counsel. You gotta have righteous people above you give you insight, because those people are of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Read that for me.
This is the book of Tobit, chapter 4, verse 18. As counsel of all that are wise, and despise not any counsel that is profitable.
All right, hold on, slide. Let me get that with you. Hold on, 1 second. Read that again.
This is the book of Tobit, chapter 4, verse 18. As counsel of all that are wise.
It says, as counsel of all that are wise. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to ask no dummy counsel. Well, I ain't got no money, man. You know, what should I do? Hey, man, that Brinks truck around the corner, man. They be tripping sometimes. They be lacking, man. We can go rob that Brinks truck and come up together. Man, you right. You know what I'm saying? That's not wise counsel, man. Wise counsel will be, well, man, what do you need? And I don't have no money, man. Well, are you able to work? Do you have an ID? I ain't got no ID, you know. All right, well, let's work on getting you an ID. You know what I'm saying? Then once you get your ID, we can start looking for you a job, you know, and what kind of skill sets that you have, or, you know, whatever. They're going to help you with these steps. You know what I'm saying? Get you a job and start making money righteously, man, and legally. Versus counsel from somebody that's worse off than you spiritually. You know what I'm saying? And that's all in the Christian church. Let Jesus take the wheel. You know, just come as you are. Just sow your seeds and let God. Things not gonna fall in your lap like that, man. And that's how we think as a people. You know what I'm saying? We look for signs. We always look for a sign for something. You know what I'm saying? But the sign is in the counsel. All right? Whether you having problems with, you know, getting a job, money, relationships, even another brother, you know, and that's in the scriptures too. Counsel is in the scriptures. Like, man, you got a problem with him? Hey, man, put him to the side and go holler and tell him your problem. Because it might be a major problem to you, but it might not be nothing to him because he probably don't know it's a problem to you. Hey, bro, man, when you bump me, man, you kind of, I'm like, oh no, man, I damn near slipped, so I bumped into you. My bad, you know what I'm saying? Oh, my bad, I thought you were trying to punk me or something like that. But you know, now these days, you know, especially young people, they wear their feelings on their shoulders. So Matthew 18 and 15 would definitely play a part in, you know, mending or reconstructing, you know, brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? Like with beat, like especially like this thumb gangsters. You know what I'm saying? You posted something on Instagram or Twitter, whatever. The Twitter beefs, like all that stuff. If you just come talk to that person in person and pull them to the side with no audience, because that'd be the thing right there, that audience. You know what I'm saying? Just like perfect scenario. Y'all ever seen Minister Society, right? You know, at the beginning of the movie, you know what I'm saying, Samuel Jackson played Cain Dad. And he wanted, you know, they sitting there playing cards, him and his homeboy, and he asked his homeboy across him, hey, I forgot his name, hey man, you've been out the joint, you know, about 2 weeks now. Ain't about time you give me my money. So everybody else stopped playing clear, like, oh, nigga, what you about to do? You know, oh, shit, he just charged you about some money. He said, man, I ain't got it yet. Man, what you mean you ain't got my money yet? Well, I told you I ain't got it. Man, what you mean you ain't got my money? You better come up with my cash or else. There it is. Now that is 15. Man, wait. Forget you, Jack. I told you I was gonna pay your money. Oh, else what? Oh, he pulled out the gun. Squeeze that. Now I told you I was gonna pay your money when I feel like it. You know, you better, you know, whatever the rest of what he said, then he ended up getting unalive. Versus Samuel Jackson, Cain Dad should have just put, hey man, I know you just got out of jail. I know might be a little hard, you know, to get back on your feet, but I mean, you got that bread? I ain't got it right now, man. Give me a couple more weeks, man. Let me move some things around. I got you. You know, I haven't forgot about you. All right, bet, don't sweat. You know what I'm saying? I was just checking in on. But you did that in front of an audience, caused him to have a combative response. It happens a lot. You know what I'm saying? What you said about me on this, I ain't said nothing about you, but since you said something, boom, fight. It happens a lot with women. It happens with men too. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, some say, you know, especially when some say he can whoop you. Oh, then you said you can whoop me? I was like, nah, I was talking about the 2K, but whoever said that, then missed the whole story. Now we beat. You know what I'm saying? Like, who was an NBA young boy beefing with was it Lil Baby? NBA young boy beefing with one of them because he beefing with two brothers because he beefing with the other dude. He beefing with Lil Durk because he hanging with the dude that he beefing with. Like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you dislike this person because he's still brothers or he's still friends with him, but y'all supposed to be friends too. So now you disown both of them. That's a simple Matthew 18:15 situation right there. All right, finish reading that, Toby.
Kind. And despise not any counsel that is profitable.
And don't put that counsel to the back burner. Don't let it go through one ear and out the other, man. You know, it might not be what you want to hear, but it's truth and it's profitable. You know, it's gonna help you in the long run. Like I said, it might not what you want to hear, be what you want to hear, but I promise you that counsel, like, I don't want to hear that I can't eat chocolate no more. Well, at least for right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear that, but I listen to it. Like, it pains me not to go, you know what I'm saying, get some chocolate chip cookies. It pains me not to go do that stuff. Rice is one of my kryptonites. I can't eat rice right now. But I found a good substitution in cauliflower rice. You know, it's warm, so that's no biggie. But don't despise that counsel that you receive. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you start freestyling, and you be like Saul, thinking you're doing something right, but you're doing it wrong. All right. Matthew 10:36. No, that might be it.
Fine. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 36. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household.
So when you start preparing yourself for temptation, when you start following the law, statutes, commandments, your family gonna come against you. Your friends gonna come against you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be that real nigga no more that they saw when you was sinning. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna start we used to smoke every day. You know what I'm saying? What? Oh, now you with them Israelite niggas. You know what I'm saying? Now you ain't down no more. You ain't no real nigga no more. You know what I'm saying? You realer than any of them now. But they gonna start coming against you, like they gonna start saying slick stuff. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, because you know once you start changing your life to live righteous, it's gonna be hard for them to be them around you. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be hard for them to light that blunt up in front of you, knowing that you're not gonna smoke it. Because you know, you think you high and mighty now, you think you holier than thou. You know, and you used to smoke with them, and now they don't want to hang with you no more. Your family, or you used to come around for Thanksgiving, or what? Mama, you know, granddad and them Native American. Why would I want to celebrate somebody raping, robbing, and murdering our people, mama? You know, like we eat turkey and dressing December 1st. Yeah, let's all meet up December 1st and we can have the same meal. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna have to prepare yourself for all this temptation, man. And well, is it any more in the scripture?
Awesome.
And so it says, man foes will be of your own household. So be prepared for that. That's part of preparing your soul for temptation. You're gonna have to be ready to lose some family members. Not saying that you are, but you have to be ready to. All right. Yeah, that's it, man. Just understand that the importance of obedience, man, and the discipline to help fight. And that's through counsel, and you know what I'm saying, with the brothers, anybody. You know what I'm saying? Counsel, seeking righteous counsel and following it. You know what I'm saying? With that, that's my time. I'm gonna pass the class over to Precinct Officer Yakubai for the security announcements.
Sit down.
We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York.
Speak up a little bit.
Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves from the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has a particular interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. The book of Numbers, chapter 18, 21. The book of Malachi, chapter 3, 8 through 10, which means 10th in the Hebrew, Ma'asharah. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering priests. Now mandatory, whatever amount you like. Upcoming holy convocations. Memorial blowing of trumpets. First day of the 7th month, Friday, 15th September 2023. The book of Leviticus 23, 24 through 25. If anyone wants to become a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, headband, or scarf. This concludes the security announcements.
All right, that brothers and module. Give a courtesy salute to the brothers and the sisters. Men of Israel, I.S.U.P.K. Majum, Rock, YAHANNA, Saul, place of sister. Men of Israel, I.S.U.P.K. Majum, Rock, YAHANNA, dismissed. Please hold on talking to clear online.